Oh, what's going on YouTube? Before I get this video started off, I just want to say that I had an intro idea and edited. I uploaded it to YouTube to see if we'll get a copyright strike, and I actually did. So I'm pretty bummed out about that. I had a whole fucking intro idea just planned out, man, just to see if we'll get a copyright strike. Like, I'm pissed off, bro. Like, really pissed off. So today, I'm just gonna do a regular intro. So, today we're gonna be reacting to top 10 most haunted cities in the world. I don't really think I ever been to a haunted city, as long as I can remember. As always, the link to the original video is down in the description below. Let's get right into this video right now.
Japan.
Oh,
There's
man,
a
of
reason
course.
why Japanese horror films are some of the most frightening in the genre.
Huh?
Tokyo, Japan's bustling capital, holds within its metropolis all the legends that brought
Right.
stories like The Ring to light.
Oh, really?
So what actually happens
I didn't know what's in there.
Well, let's look at some reports. At the Akasaka Mansion in Tokyo, a woman once reported an invisible force dragged her across the room by her hair.
That's crazy.
Visitors to the Doryodo ruins in Odokayama Park heard screams shortly after two murder victims' bodies were found there.
I always thought that Japanese ghosts were scarier than fucking, like US ghosts. Like, man, just the urban legends and all that is terrifying. Like, really terrifying.
Authorities dismantled the temple on the site after several reports of paranormal activity. Number 9. Charleston, South Carolina. The South is full of tales and legends, as well as very real historical facts that could give you chills.
That's pretty cool, though.
Charleston, South Carolina is often called the Holy City, but nicknamed the Supernatural City because of its dark history. Its citizens have had to go through several battles, catastrophic fires, hurricanes, earthquakes, and hundreds of years of slavery, making it a breeding ground for pain and suffering.
That's really fucked up.
Of the thousands of enslaved Africans that were killed and tortured, many are said to stick around looking for justice. Perhaps its scariest landmark is the Old City Jail, which held pirates, Civil War prisoners, and local criminals.
I remember I went to fucking Alcatraz, like the Alcatraz prison. We went there. Was that night? I don't really remember. It was like a long time ago. But like the vibes there was really fucking creepy. I did not like it at all whatsoever.
Including the first female serial killer in the U.S.,
Lavinia
Fisher. Visitors leave the jail not only disturbed, but some even nauseated and ailed with temporary blindness or scratch marks.
Okay, so yeah, like I said that I went to Alcatraz, I didn't really experience any of that. Like I just felt fine. Even though it was weird, like really weird. Like I didn't get no scratch marks, no headaches, no nothing. It's just a regular tour.
Number 8. Prague, Czech Republic. Prague is one of Europe's gems. The culture, architecture, and quality of life call to people from all over the world to visit. But be careful if you do, because its many ghosts are known to interact with locals and foreigners alike. One of their most famous ghosts is the Mad Barber, who does not sit in one place, but rather walks the streets at night. After losing...
Hold on. Imagine just seeing that fucker at night, like when you're walking, having a night walk, headphones in, listening to music, and you just see that fucker. Like, what do you do at that point? Like, what do you just do?
His wife, his grief took over, and he slashed at a passerby with his razor. Soldiers beat him to his death, and now he's said to roam the city. There's also the Begging Skeleton, a friendly, Casper-like ghost who is harmless, asking only for some money from drunks. Don't stray too far from your hotel either. Near Hauska Castle, north of the city, Nazi officers are rumored to have...
I remember when I was younger, I was like castles and the way how they looked. Like, that shit looks kind of crazy. God damn. Look at that.
Run horrible experiments on humans on grounds where you'll now find a building which is said to contain demons inside. Number 7. Colemanskop, Namibia. Surely you didn't expect Namibia to come and bring the spook, but here...
Bro, I haven't even heard of any of these places. Like, what the hell, man? It's crazy. I'm in a big world, man.
Here we are. This town in Namibia used to be a German mining town for diamond hunters.
Okay.
It was moderately developed, with its own ballroom, skittle alley, casino, and tram. But when the diamonds dried up, so did the money. Residents went looking for the next paycheck, and all that was left.
I wonder what it's like working in a mine. Like, all this shit looks crazy. Like, look at all that. Jesus Christ. Imagine you just working there and just explodes out of nowhere.
Was the ghosts of miners that died on the job. What will actually happen if you visit isn't spoken of much.
I never been to a mine.
TV crew once visited and reported hearing ghosts in their heads. Number 6, Changi Beach, Singapore. Singapore is not a large place, just a big city or country all in one.
That's pretty cool. That's a nice shot.
Changi Beach is where about 50,000 Allied World War II prisoners were held and tortured at the old Changi Hospital.
Damn.
The location is actually beautiful, but people claim that the building has never been peaceful since those days. And
that's a pretty cool shot right there too. Damn, that's a fascinating place to look at. And look at all the buildings back there too. What's the cool shapes? Gosh.
Screams often ring out from its windows and doors.
Bro.
Number 5, Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Another southern city in the United States. Savannah has been called the city built upon its dead.
Why's that?
It's known for having so many haunted locations. You probably can't even visit them all in one trip. Let's talk about the most chilling. Upon strange occurrences after showing The Exorcist, the Lucas Theater closed in 1976.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I never really liked the Exorcist movies. I remember I was always scared of them. Like, no. It's fucking scary. Like, really scary. Hate that movie.
As it was restored around 2001, strange things started happening again.
That's a nice shot.
Disappeared, and applause would start despite the theater being empty.
Jesus.
I can't imagine any contractor job being worth enduring that bad of a spook.
I know. That's
There's
fucking
also the
crazy.
Colonial Park Cemetery, which opened in 1750.
Oh man, I always hate walking past cemeteries at night. We have a cemetery like all the way down the road, and I hate walking past there that night, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't really like cemeteries at all.
Number 4, Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay.
South Africa, like the American South, has a history of heavy racial segregation, discrimination, and abuse. This could be why, despite trying to move beyond its past, the country struggles to free itself from its ghosts. Literally. Visitors to the Castle of Good Hope are often greeted by the angry ghost of Governor Van Noot, an evil man who died of a heart attack after being cursed by a soldier he'd sentenced to death.
How do you just curse somebody like that? I want to learn more. Like, it's crazy to hear just a thing like that, man.
The Tokai Manor House has a sad and spooky story. The Eckstein family threw a party in the 1900s, which took a dark turn after a young family member went through with a challenge to ride a horse in the living room.
What the hell?
The cheers from the crowd startled the horse.
How did the horse even get inside? It's fucking weird.
And the pair tumbled down the stairs to their death. The place is now designated as a national monument, but
they were just trying to have a party.
Report seeing a man on horseback often around New Year's Eve.
It's crazy.
Number 3.
Hold on, when people pass on, they're really still here. Like, even though we can't see them, but they're really still here.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Of course, New Orleans is full of scares. It's a very old city and has seen all kinds of macabre events.
That's a cool shot
to be
about like that building.
In New Orleans is a privilege, with houses holding ghosts going for a higher price than those without. Perhaps the most known ghost is the voodoo queen Marie Laveau.
Why would you want to live with a ghost?
Found at St. Louis Cemetery. On June 23rd, she wanders the area, though likely not alone, since the cemetery is well known as the most haunted in the world.
I fucking hate him so much.
There's also the story of Madame Delphine Lalaurie, whose story resembles an episode of Lovecraft Country. Her victims were mostly enslaved people who she tortured in a secret attic.
It's always the slaves, man.
To still haunt the mansion, and rightly
so.
Number 2, Port Arthur, Australia.
Okay.
Down under, the superstitions never fail. Port Arthur in Tasmania hosts ghost tours. Since it was an 18th century convict settlement, as was most of populated Australia at that time, it's full of bad energy and paranormal activity. Apparently,
Hold on. You always try to stay away from bad energy. You do not know what they could do to you. Always have good energy around you. Always.
Prison conditions were so bad that many prisoners would seek to escape at any cost, even death, often committing a murder just to escape via death penalty. If you do visit Tasmania, you can go on one of these ghost tours yourself.
You see, that's exactly what I was talking about. I was just talking about Alcatraz, and they had a ghost tour. We see something like that in one of the prison's house too. Like, it was pretty cool. Like, it was the one with the like, I think it was the one with like 3 guys who tried to escape, and they actually did, or something like that. I don't really remember the story.
Number 1, York, UK. We hear all about London, but York is full of its own stories as well.
I like London.
Stories of hauntings come from almost every part of the city, including one from an American visitor who reported her hair being tugged every night after visiting the Golden Fleece pub. A young woman named Mad Alice, executed in 1825 for dangerous insanity, probably homosexuality, roams the city, as does the Grey Lady, a medieval nun who had an affair with a local man. And
yeah, that's fucked up. And I want to say this too. I always wanted to go to the UK. I like their accent. Their accent is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I like the way how they talk. It's so cool.
Was bricked up in a room inside the Theatre Royal to starve. Legend has it, if you sit in the dress circle, she'll tickle your neck. Hopefully, tickle isn't British slang for choke.
Oh shit. Alright YouTube, that's the end of the video. If you like my vibes and energy, make sure you hit that sub button. Let's go crazy in 2022. I just want to have a massive amount of supporters who just like me for me and love what I do, you know? So yeah, as always, I will see you in the next one, and peace out my boys. Peace.